Pixar. You know them, I know them, anyone knows them. I mean, come on, they gave us Toy Story 4, the very best Toy Story film of all time, which does not assassinate any of the characters' arcs whatsoever, which was built upon a 24-year period. Yeah, well listen, I'm not here to rant about Toy Story 4, that's kind of productive, we all know how that went. I'm here to talk about all of Pixar's premiere costumes. You see, at most premieres, there's usually something set up, a big statue, a costume, or just something cool to mark the occasion to snap photos with. And that's exactly what today's video dives into, the amazing costume showcase at Pixar's movie premieres. Now, let's start with a personal favorite of mine, Up. These costumes at the premiere have no reason to look this good. The one that surprises me the most is Carl. Like, actually this goes crazy. I thought doing a Carl suit might look odd and off because how he's stylized, but nope, they nailed it. I can't even imagine the work that went into this. Also, I vaguely remember a Kevin suit, but the only thing that shows up is this Kevin made out of balloons, so I don't know if this was what I'm thinking about at a Comic-Con or a meet and greet or something. Actually, after doing a little bit more digging, the costume I was thinking about comes from Disney World. So, that answers that. Moving on with Elemental. And wow, these suits are actually crazy good. For a movie that everybody was hating on and ended up actually being good, I'm glad this much care went into it. It really does look like the characters came off the screen into the real world. And the way they did the fire is great. It really does look like fire. Amber and Raid are both 10 out of 10s. Now the beginning of this video is starting to be a little bit too positive, so let's change that with turning red. Now, at the movie premiere, they had no suits unfortunately, which sucks because at Shanghai Disneyland, they had this May costume. Not gonna lie, I'm jealous because how great the suit is. Like, come on, at the world premiere, we got cardboard. Yay, cardboard, oh my god, I love it so much. Oh my god, cardboard, Funko Pops, woohoo. Yay. To clarify, I collect Funko Pops, please don't hate me. Moving on, we have Onward. With Tom Holland, it's not loud. Anyway, jokes aside, Ian and Barley both look great. They match the animated counterparts really well, and I don't see any flaws. For Barley, they even got all his patches right, so that's a win. The only thing that throws me off is that his socks look like they're part of his skin. Maybe they can make the socks thicker, but that's just my opinion. I ain't gonna, split a hair about it. Next up, we have Ratatouille, and then my boy Remy and Veggie Cheese Justice. Seriously, they look kinda cute if you forget there's probably a grown adult inside, sweating profusely, and probably isn't getting paid enough to make this worth the time. But honestly, the fur texture is really stands out. Definitely not the person wanting to himself inside. It reminds me of those carpets at furniture stores, you know what I'm saying? But these suits really do have personality. Also, if you Google Ratatouille cast, the first thing that pops up is the abusive girlfriend. And honestly, who the hell is she? What abusive girlfriend? I don't know, Luigi, Jesus Christ, Linguini has some side chick. Jesus, that took a while. Wait. And also, wait a minute. Wait, before we leave, go to that next, movie. I have to show you this picture. I find it funny for some reason. Listen, I don't know why. Looks like they're gonna rob me. And far side for them, I got no money. Moving on, we have The Incredibles. And oh my goodness, bro. This movie is straight fire. Listen, you cannot deny that movie. Listen, it's right next to Toy Story 3 for the best Pixar movies of all time. Listen, you can't deny that. For the premiere, there were 3 suits. Frozen, who looks flawless, Mr. Incredible, perfect, and Mr. Incredible, and bro, what the hell actually happened to you? Like Mr. Incredible definitely saw something that we should not know. At least for Incredibles 2, they updated his costume with a new head. Now he actually looks like a human, and Frozen, Mr. Incredible stay the same, but hey, we got Ender mode. That counts for something. Moving on, we have Monsters Inc. Honor Classic. The costumes don't look that weird. Aside from Mike, just don't stare at his eyes for too long. That's some hypnotic stuff right there. For Monster University, it looks like they reused the Sully costume again and just gave him a vest. As for Mike, it's definitely a different suit. You can tell by the teeth and legs. The original one had an open mouth, where the new one has a closed mouth. And the legs are slimmer than the OG, which was more bulkier. Plus he has a hat. In conclusion, both premieres had excellent suits all around. You see, I could be serious times time. Next up, we have Wally. Now, I don't know if this is a robot or someone inside, and I don't care. Everybody needs to see this little guy and how cute he is. Looking actually on her photos, he actually is smaller than he looks, and this came out in 2008. And in 2008, we only had the iDog and the Dark Knight Domino's promotion, so it's probably a hamster. I don't know what I'm rambling about. Anyways, let's move on to Inside Out. For the premiere, there was 2 suits, Joy and Santa's, which makes sense since they're the main characters we follow and really get to know in the movie. Still, I kinda wish they made one for Bing Bong. Never mind, they did make one for him, but only at Disneyland. And honestly, I don't know how to feel, whether happy or terrified. Oh, wait a minute. He looks like the Slimer from Did You Know? Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Was the year that...
Now for Inside Out 2, I am 90% sure that they only added one new suit, which was Anger. So that seems like a random addition, but I haven't watched the movie. Probably Anger had some key moment and became like SS3 Anger or something. In the movie, it was like a scene like this. I want to destroy my mind! You get it. Like I look at Playing Bros. Like I wanted you to show my world, Dragon Ball Super. The movie with Beerus and SS Red. You get it. And the only thing I think they added for anxiety was the statue, but again, not sure. And now for the franchise, Pixar will never stop milking Toy Story. I'm gonna do my best to explain how this goes. Okay, listen. For Toy Story 1 and 2, there were two suits, one for Woody and one for Buzz. Buzz is extra glossy, which I think is a nice touch since he's supposed to be a new toy. However, Woody's face looks a little wide, not exactly like the slender face he has he has in the movies, but I imagine that was difficult to do at the time, as you need to put someone's head in there. Also for Toy Story 2, there were actors dressed up as the Green Army guys and Barbies from Al's Toy Barn. For Toy Story 3, there were multiple suits. The same Buzz was used. Jesse, Buzz-Eye, Lotso, and Mr. Potato Head were added, and a new Woody. My previous statement of his head being too wide is now fixed. You can see that they shrunk it enough to make it movie accurate. Which, I can't wait for the live action Toy Story remake so it could be really movie accurate. Anyways, that's 6 suits in total at the premiere, which so far has the most costumes at the premiere, and I couldn't choose a better movie for him. Also, I think Bullseye wants to be put down, but I'm getting mixed signals. And finally, the last costume is Bo Peep from Toy Story 4. And honestly, I hate this movie. I can't care less about it, and if I take a hike, all for I care. But, it's a decent still. It's not because I hate the movie. Listen, we're gonna separate these two things. It's because you can see the skin fabric bunch up under the molded head, which gives me a certain feeling, like chalk on a board. You get it? And why low-key Woody hitting it? Which brings us to the end of the video. I am pretty sure I've covered every premiere suit that there's been. I'm sure there's at least one that's randomly spread about in one specific photo that I missed. And some people might be wondering that I did not cover every single Pixar film, and that's for a good reason. The premiere had no costume. Yes, those movies may have suits like Turning Red, but it was not at the premiere, but at Disneyland. And I have one question for you. Do you think these costumes will ever go to collectors' hands? Personally, I want the Biggie Cheese one, I ain't gonna lie. But I don't think so. Disney is pretty lock and key for their property. But if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Our 1981 was the year that